Alright, thank you very much. Hello everybody, it's your good friend Plausible here, and I'm back in action with another look at another movie that has been forgotten over the ages. You know, it's our time to look back at the forgotten classics. Now, of all the movies I could probably ever do, this movie will probably be the, if not the forgotten classic that I can ever find, or remember in that case. If you look this movie up on Amazon, you can't find it. Maybe you can get the VHS from eBay. If you're really lucky, maybe you'll get a DVD of this movie. Now, when it comes to this movie, since it's so hard to find, I'll be giving more details about it than I normally do, so expect spoilers in this particular remembrance of the movie Massacre at Central High. A Grindhouse movie is for sure, made in 1976. This movie is very topical, especially for this day and age. When we talk about bullying and putting an end to it and stuff, this is one of those Grindhouse movies that actually made you think. It was simple, it was precise, and they really got it right in this show. So let's get started. Meet David. He is your average, unassuming, quiet high school student who just wants to graduate. He just wants to go through his classes and get out of high school, like a lot of high school students did back in those days and even nowadays. But David has a very dark secret in that he has a very violent past. And that is something that he tries to keep hidden. The only person who really knows about it is his best friend who was growing up with David when they were at a different school, but now they've transferred to Central High, and David runs afoul the local bullies. Now these guys are of course supposed to be the kings of the school. They are in charge, so they get to do whatever they want. Now you have to remember, this is 1976, so these are not your typical mean skirl type bullies. They're not gonna, just say mean things about you in the background. They're not gonna spread rumors. These guys are gonna assault you. They're going to rape. They're going to sell drugs. Okay, they're really bad guys back in these days. Okay, now David catches the bullies trying to rape a girl, so he beats them up. They come after him and they injure him very severely. Okay, it's not really a big fight scene. They basically just drop something really heavy on his knees. Okay, and David, of course, decides enough is enough. He can't take it anymore, so he's going to kill them. And one by one, as you would expect in Grindhouse and in these kind of movies, he starts killing them one at a time. Everything is status quo up until this point, but there's a whole last part of the movie. And in the last part of the movie, David realizes that the kids he rescued were worse than the bullies that he saved them from. The bullies had a certain order, but these guys were ready to take over and just be the same as what he destroyed. Makes him wondering what was the point of destroying it in the first place. Now, I'm not saying, of course, in this day and age that if we got rid of bullies, the kids who weren't bullied are going to be worse than that. But what I'm trying to say is that, back in the 70s and just in general, it's a very interesting concept, and the way they presented this idea was very well done. Well, at the end of the movie, David decides it's really not just the students, but the whole school system in general is causing this. So he needs to destroy it. He needs to blow it up. Blow up the school and everything in it. And what better place than at the school dance? Now, at this point, his best friend and his girlfriend, there's a little bit of a love triangle going on here. Those two have got to try to stop David, even though he already set the bomb. And how do they do that? Well, basically, because David is in love with the girlfriend, she sticks around. That's all. She dances. And David, not willing to let anything happen to her, grabs the bomb, runs off, and instead of blowing up the school, he blows up himself instead. Like I said, spoilers. This is a very hard movie to find. I really didn't want to give away that much information, but I couldn't help it. It's not like this is a movie you could just go down to your local video store or go on Netflix and try to, get it and watch it. If you do have a chance, I highly recommend this movie. I remember watching it on TV years ago. It's been over like almost 20 years since I saw this movie. But the reason why I watched it is because at the time I was looking at the TV guide and they said that this movie was inspired. And I agree with that critic. This was a very inspired take on school bullying and high school in general. Very different, very unique, very well done. A definite see it if you have a chance. All right, guys, that's it for me today. We'll see you at the theaters.